So starting with your chapter number 5, and your chapter name is types of wires and wiring accessories. So in this chapter we'll learn what are the types of wires, different types of wires, and what are the necessary tools that are used for wiring or accessories used for wiring. Okay, so introduction. So wiring components are commonly used as follows. So wiring components we'll see. First one, for wiring we require wire, right? We require wire, switches, lamp holders, ceiling doors, sockets, plugs, distribution box, fuses. We have seen in last chapter what are the different types of fuses and working. Connector blocks, and last one is adapters. Okay, so now we'll see one by one. So we'll start with a wire. We'll see the different types of wire. So why we require wire? So wires, they provide connection between supply source and the apparatus that we are going to use. Apparatus means whatever be the instrument, it may be bulb or anything. So this is our supply source. Consider this is our supply source and this is our appliance. To connect this we require wire. So this is our wire. So wire is required. They form necessary connection between supply source, that means we require some supply source, and the apparatus which is used. Necessary requirements of wire are that they should, means what the work should wire do. So wire should conduct electricity efficiently. So wire should conduct electricity efficiently, cheaply and safely. So wire should conduct electricity in efficient way. It must be efficient, okay. It must be cheap, and it must carry electricity safely. Okay. So these are the necessary requirements of wire. Wire should be efficient, it should be cheap and safe to use. Okay. So wires are commonly classified as follows. So first one is rubber covered. So that means, so this is our conductor that carries the current. So this conductor, they are not bare, that means they are insulated. So this insulation may be rubber or any other material, insulating material. So the rubber covered, taped, braided and compounded, that means VIR wires. And second one is TRS or CTS wires. Okay, we'll see it one by one. So first one is VIR wires. So VIR stands for vulcanized India rubber wires. Okay, so this is the VIR, vulcanized India rubber. So these wires have always a single core. So that means this wire has two core. Okay, so they are twin core. It has just single core, that means it will have just one conductor. So this is the single core. So it has a single core, and they are generally used for conduit or capping wiring. So what is a casing and capping wiring? Insulated wires. Okay, the wires, that means VIR wires or insulated wires, are placed in plastic casing. Okay, I will insert the image. You can see from that image. So there is plastic casing and our insulated wire is placed in that plastic casing and covered with a cap. So the name is casing capping. Okay, and conduct means it is a tube used to protect our wires. Okay, you can see in the picture I have inserted. So conduct, it is a tube in which our insulated wires are placed. Okay, and they route the electrical wiring. That means they provide the route for our wiring. You can see these are means old fashioned wiring system they were used. Okay, now we'll see the constructional or whatever the VIR wire consists of. So from the diagram you can understand. So this is copper, that means this is conductor. It is a tinned copper conductor. What is meant by tinned copper conductor? So tinned copper conductor means copper wire. So consider our copper wire. This is our copper wire. So this is coated with a thin layer of tin. Okay, so this our wire is coated with thin layer of tin to protect the copper from corrosion. Okay, so this is called as a tin copper wire. So consider this is our conductor. So this is coated with tin. Okay, this conductor, this is our conductor. So it is coated with tin to protect from corrosion, so that our conductor will not get corroded. Okay, so it consists of a tin, copper or aluminium conductor covered with a layer of rubber insulation. So this is our copper conductor, or it may be aluminium conductor. So this conductor is covered with rubber. You can see here, this is the second layer that is covered with rubber insulation. Over this layer of cotton, over this layer cotton is provided. So first is our tin conductor, then rubber, and then over this there is layer of cotton, which is usually saturated with the flame retarding and moisture resistance compounding. That means this cotton is saturated so that it will not catch fire, and it is moisture resisting. That means it will also not absorb moisture from the surrounding. Okay, and finally it is finished with wax for cleanliness and helping the pulling action of wire. So after this cotton layer, it is finished with wax. Okay, that means first layer, that means our conductor is covered with rubber, then this rubber is covered with cotton. So cotton is saturated with the flame retarding, that means it will not catch fire. Okay, flame retarding and moisture resistant, it will also not absorb moisture. And then finished with wax for cleanliness. That means it has a last layer of wax on it for cleanliness and helping the pulling action of wires. Okay, so thickness of insulation. So here rubber is our insulation, right? Cotton is our insulation. We are providing here insulations. So thickness of insulation. So the thickness, that means this size or the thickness of this rubber or insulating part depends upon the voltage from the wire. Okay, so the thickness of insulation depends on voltage in wire. Thickness of insulation depends upon the voltage for which wire is required. Okay, so more the voltage, then the thickness of our insulation is more. Okay, so thickness is directly proportional to the voltage. Okay, so the thickness, if the voltage is large, then thickness of this insulation must also be large. That means thickness of the insulation must increase. Okay, wires required for their large higher value of current are usually stranded wires. So for the high value of current, we use stranded wires. So due to this copper conductor that is stained, as I said, this will provide or it will provide protection against corrosion of conductor, and also due to this staining, rubber is prevented. That means this insulation, you can see here, this insulation, this is our conductor and this is insulation. Due to this tinning, that is a tin, we have coated the conductor with a tin, layer of tin. The rubber is prevented to stick with conductor and also avoids the chemical reaction. So tin provides the layer between conductor and our rubber. So the copper and conductor, they are not directly stick to each other. So the tin provides the layer between the rubber and copper and also avoids the chemical reaction. Okay. Now moving to the second, TRC or CTS wires. So TRC stands for tough rubber sheath and CTS is cap tire sheath. Okay, so in this TRC, it is provided with rubber insulation. So name itself suggests that it is tough rubber sheet. That means it has insulation or it has a covering of tough rubber. So wire is provided with rubber insulation. So rubber insulation is provided, which provides a tough rubber compound which do not get damaged. So this rubber in this TRC wire, so this conductor is insulated with tough rubber which do not deteriorate even after long and continuous exposure to moisture. Due to this rubber, the moisture will not affect our conductor or they cannot get damaged. Our conductor or wire, they cannot get damaged after long or for the long period whenever they are in the moisture. Okay. So these wires can be used at the wet location. That means wherever we have to use the wires in wet location, then we can use these wires. Such wires are available in single core, twin core and 3 core. Single core, twin and 3 core, and they are used for batten wiring and conduct wiring. I told you what is meant by conduct wiring. So single core, that means it will have just this single conductor. Twin core means this is a twin core. So this is twin core, and 3 core, that means it will have again one conductor. So that wire will be 3 core. So this is a twin core wire that I have right now. Okay. So here in this wire, this is conductor. So this is insulation provided on it, and this is the outer layer. Okay, so this is the wire. Okay, such wires are available in single, twin, 3 core, and they are used for batten wiring and conduct wiring. So long form of TRS is tough rubber sheath and CTS is cap tire sheath. Okay, so this is the diagram. So this is the tough rubber and this is the conductor. Now third one, that is PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Okay, so it is a modern thermoplastic material. So this PVC is a polyvinyl chloride which is a modern thermoplastic material which is used as alternative of rubber. So instead of this rubber, we can use polyvinyl chloride. It resists the chemical action and direct sunlight. That means this insulation or this type of wires can withstand or they will not get affected by chemical actions and also due to the direct sunlight. it offers mechanical protection. That means they are mechanically strong. These wires are mechanically strong, but they are more expensive. That means the cost of this wire is very high, so they are more expensive. It has tendency to soften at moderate temperature. At modern temperature, they have tendency to get soften. That means they become soft and crack at low temperature. And below that temperature, particular temperature, at low temperature, they get cracked. Okay, so this is all about PVC, polyvinyl chloride, and the diagram is similar to this, but instead of this tough rubber, this insulation is, so this is conductor and this insulation is of PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Okay, so now moving to fourth, that is flexible wire. Flexible wires. Okay, now it consists of bunch of hair-like thin conductor grouped together, rendering flexibility. So these flexible wires, they consist of bunch of hair-like thin conductors. So they have many conductors, bunch of hair-like thin conductors. They are grouped together, rendering the flexibility. So I have here to show you. So these are the flexible wires. So we can bend it whatever the shape we want, and after they can get normalized or they can come back to their original. So this is what the first line says. So it consists of bunch of hair-like thin conductors. So you can see here they have thin like hair conductors. Okay, so they have hair-like thin conductors grouped together. So they are together and rendering flexibility. So they are very flexible. These wires retain their shape even after bending and twisting. So whenever I twist it or do whatever with this wire, they can come back or retain their original shape. Okay. The insulation used over the conductor is pure rubber. So this insulation, so you can see these are the conductor. They are thin hair-like conductor, and this black and red, this is rubber that is provides insulation. Okay, so the insulation used over the conductor is pure rubber. VIR or PVC wires are generally available as double wire on which two single insulated wires are twisted together. So you can see these are two wires that are twisted together. Okay. So these are the two wires that are twisted together and hence called as twin flexibles. Okay. So this wire is called as a twin flexible. So you can see this wire is very flexible and it has two wires that are twisted together. Okay. Braiding of artificial silk or cotton is provided over this twisted twin flexible wires. They are used to supply portable domestic appliances. So they are used to supply the portable domestic appliances. That means our household appliances. We can give the supply using these wires. And for pendant holders. So you know what are the pendant holders? So these are the pendant holders. So we can attach your bulb and just we'll give the supply here and we can use this for the, so this is how we'll give supply from here to these 2 points here, and then this will be used for pendant holder. So these wires are used for pendant holders. So here we can attach the bulb. Okay. So these wires are used for portable domestic appliances and for the pendant holders. The flexible wire. So here we saw in our last lecture. So So flexible wires. So this, what this indicates, we have seen in last lecture. So this is there are 14 or 162 strands. So there are 14 or 162 strands of copper wire, each having diameter of 0.0076. So we have seen in wire gauge that how to understand this. So it has a 14 strands. Okay, so it has a 14 strands and each having diameter of 0.0076, and this, it has 162 strands, each having 0.0076 diameter. Okay, so I have shown you the flexible wire. So these are the flexible wires. Now moving to the fifth one, that is a weatherproof wires. Okay, now these wires are suitable for outdoor purpose such as service lines. So the name itself suggests weatherproof wires. So these weatherproof wires, they are used for outdoor purposes. Weatherproof, proof, that means it will withstand in any rainy or it may be sunlight, any season. Okay, so these wires have 3 braids of fibrous yarn. These wires withstand sunlight, rain, etc. That means they will not get damaged in the sun or in the rain. Before the braids are applied, these are thoroughly saturated with waterproof compound. That means whenever these conductors are braided, that means they are made in a single conductor, then what they do, they are saturated completely in the waterproof compound. So they will not get affected by water. They are water resistant. Okay. So they are used where? They are used for the outdoor purposes such as service line. Okay. Now moving to the switches. So where we or why we use switch? So switch is a mechanical device. So it is mechanical device which operates manually to make or break the circuit. That means, so this is our switch. Okay. So whenever we want to on or off anything, we use this. What is meant by on or off? That means to make or break. When we want to break the connection, then what we do? We off it, right? And whenever we want the connection, then we just on it so that our circuit gets completed, right? So this is a mechanical device which operates manually. So we have to operate it manually, then and only then this will get operated. Otherwise it will not get operated, right? So this is operated manually to make or break the circuit. So understand the meaning of make or break the circuit. So this is our switch. Okay, and consider this is our circuit. So now this switch is open, that means it is off. Now we want to make the circuit, that means we'll close this switch, that means it will get on. So this switch provides the manual operation to make or break the circuit. Okay, it should operate that it must make the circuit firmly and break the circuit instantaneously. That means switch must operate very quickly. If there is a need to off the circuit, then the action of this switch must be instantaneous. Okay, to have a quick action, the spring is provided to movable blade. So this is the movable blade, the spring is provided inside it. Okay, and a switch must have insulation, high insulation resistance. So we are going to touch this switch to on and off it. So there must be insulation provided. So this is all insulated part, and this is the part where the supply will come. So it has two knobs and this part all is insulated. So whenever we touch it, then we will not get any shock. Okay, so the switch must have high insulation resistance. Okay, so this is all about switch. So switch is mechanical device which operates manually to make or break the circuit. So now types of switches. So we'll see types. First one is single way switch, and second one is two-way switch. Okay, so single way switch. The switch is provided with a single pole. Okay, so this switch is single way switch. So it is provided with single pole. A switch is referred as a 5 ampere 250 volt. So at every switch or every electrical appliance there is a rating given. So I don't know you are able to see or not, but here the rating is given on this switch. Okay, so this switch rating is 6 ampere 240 volt. Okay, so this is a single way switch. So it is referred as a 5 ampere 250 volt single pole. So whenever in our circuit more than 5 ampere current flows, then heavy duty 15 ampere switch is used in power circuits. Okay, so whenever more than 5 ampere current, so this rating is 6 ampere. So whenever the more than 5 ampere current flows, then heavy duty 15 ampere switch is used in power circuits. So here are the ratings. In every electrical appliances the ratings are given on the appliance itself. So this is a single way switch. So because of this switch we can just operate single appliance. Okay, now a two-way switch. So this is two-way switch. Okay, so this is the two-way switch. So you can see the difference. It has 3 knobs, it has 2 knobs. Okay, and the rating. Okay, now here you will be able to see the ratings. 6 ampere 230 volts. So here are the ratings provided. Okay, so this is two-way switch. So this types of switch is used for wiring circuits which are to be controlled from 2 points independently. So consider this is bulb and this is our staircase. Okay, so this two-way switch is usually used in staircase connection. So this bulb will be operated from this point also and this point also. Okay, this switch similarly will be connected here, and one switch will be here. So whenever we on this light will get on, and whenever we off from here, this light will get off. Okay, so this one single bulb is operated from these two switches. So this is two-way switch. Push button. Third one is push button switch. So this switch opens or closes with the quick action when pressed. It is used for starting motors and ringing bells. So I will insert the image of push button switch. So these are these push button switches. So we have to just press it to on or off. That means to open or close the circuit. So it has a quick action. So it is controlled by pressing it. Okay. Now fourth one is intermediate switch. So where we use intermediate switch, so these switches are used for when there are 3 switches or more controlling one light. So one light is controlled by 3 switches or more than 3 switches. Then we use intermediate switch. Okay, so intermediate switch are used for when there are 3 switches when there are 3 or more switches controlling one single light. Okay. So this is intermediate switch, and this switch has 4 contacts. Okay, so you can see in the diagram they have 4 contacts. Whenever the up position, then what will happen? Top and bottom contacts are bridged, and whenever it is down, then what happens? The contacts are cross connected. You can see in the diagram. Okay, they are cross connected. This is about intermediate switches. Now fifth one is ICDP switch. So this is iron-clad double pole switch. This combined with fuse. Okay, this is combined with fuses and is used as a main switch by consumer to self-control of electric circuits. So ICDP is used for single phase supply. So our houses get single phase supply. So this ICDP switch, this is combined with fuse. Okay, and is used as a main switch. So this can be used as a main switch so that consumer, that means we consumers, can operate, or we can have the self control of the electric circuit. Okay, its rating is usually 15 ampere to 50 volt. Okay, so I have this one switch. Okay, this is the fuse. Okay, so this is iron-clad double pole switch, and sixth one is iron-clad triple pole switch, ICTP switch. So these are basically used for 3-phase supply. These switch are mainly used for 3-phase power circuit. It is designed for maximum safe voltage of 500 volts, 30 ampere. Okay, so iron-clad triple pole switch are used for 3-phase supply, and this is used for single phase supply. Okay, now moving to 7th, that is ceiling rose. So ceiling rose is used to provide tapping for 2 4 pendant lamp holders through flexible wire, or for the connection of fluorescent tube, ceiling fans, etc. So I have here one. So this is a ceiling rose. Okay, this is how it looks. This is the ceiling rose. This is how we open it, right? And this is attached like this. Okay, so ceiling rose is used to provide tapping for 4 pendant lamp holders through flexible wire. So here we have to use flexible wires for this lamp holders, or we can also connect the fluorescent tube, ceiling fans. Okay, ceiling fans. So this rose consists of circular porcelain or bakelite base with 2 or 3 terminal plates which are separated from each other by porcelain bakelite bridge. So this porcelain consists of circular porcelain base. So this is the base, right? This is the base and this is the cap. So this base is of porcelain. That means a porcelain is act as insulator. So this is the base, which is made up of porcelain or bakelite base with 2 or 3 terminal plates. You can see 2 or 3 terminal plates which are separated from each other. Okay. So this is a ceiling rose. Where we use ceiling rose? These are used for connection to the fluorescent tube, ceiling fans and pendant holders. Okay, so this is about the ceiling rose. Moving to the sockets. So these are the sockets you can see here. Okay, so this is the socket. and this is the 3 pin, right? And this is the 3 pin. This is the socket and this is the 3 pin. So sockets are required to enable portable apparatus to connect final sub-circuit. Okay, so this sockets, so what we do, we plug, so this is 2 pin and this is 3 pin. So what we do, we have to just connect it so that our circuit gets completed, right? The sockets have insulated base having 3 terminal shells. So this is this has insulated base. So this base is insulated and it has 3 sockets, right? The 2 pin terminal shells are meant for making connection to cable. So this is a 2 pin connection that is made. So this right side, so this is a 3-way socket. So this right side is always provided with phase. This is provided with neutral, and the third terminal, okay, the thicker, so this one is a thicker in cross section, and this point is used for earthing. So this is provided for earthing. So right hand side is always provided for phase wire and this is for neutral. So here you can see they have mentioned also here. So this is for neutral. Okay, this is here, it is written N. So this neutral, that means this side. So this is neutral. So here you can see L, that is line. So this is line. So here you can see it is on the right side, and this above it is for earthing. Yeah, earthing. So our earthing point is large in cross section, right? 2 pin sockets are used for 5 ampere current. So these 2-way sockets are used for 5 ampere currents, and the power circuits use the 3 pin socket. Okay, so power circuits, they use 3 pin socket. So now we'll move to the next, that is lamp holders. So lamp holders are used to hold the lamps. So these are the lamp holders, okay? So this is the lamp holder. So we can attach the lamp here and they will hold the lamp. So earlier brass lamps holders were quite popular, but nowadays these are supersized by insulated pattern. So these are the new types, and this is also holder, this is also lamp holder. Okay, so this we have to, this is baton holder, right? So we have to attach this to the wall or anything. Okay, and these are the pendant holders. So this is how the connection is. So you can see here, right? These are the flexible wires. So these are supersided by insulated pattern. Lamp holders are either molded or porcelain interior with a solid or spring plunger and wire terminal. Okay. So you can see here there is porcelain interior with a solid or spring plunger and wire terminal. So these are the wire terminals, right? So these are the lamp holders. Okay. So we have to attach the lamp in this. So this is how we attach it. So this is our bulb or lamp, and that we have to attach it like this. So this is how it is attached. So this is pendant holder. So we'll attach here. Okay. So this is the lamp holder. Now moving to the distribution box. So where are distribution box used? So distribution box in industries or big buildings, a number of circuit are to be wired. So now consider example of apartment. So this is apartment, consider. So these are the different families, or these are the different houses in this. So this particular, every house will have their own circuit or electrical meter, whatever it is. So what we do in basement, or you can see in the parking slot, there is one box which has a many number of circuits there. So they will provide with this distribution box. So this is called the distribution box. Okay, so the distribution box becomes a necessity. It may be either wooden case, so this box may be of wooden case, or metal case, a rectangular box with the number of KitKat base and fuse carriers. So this distribution box will have KitKat base, number of KitKat base and fuse carriers depending upon the number of circuits. So the number of the houses, then the number of this in distribution box, that much the fuses will be provided. So the supply main is brought from the main switch to the distribution box. So the main supply is given to the distribution box, and then it is taken independently for the each circuit from this box. So this box provides the independent circuit for the independent houses. So whenever there is fault, or consider there is problem with this circuit or this house wiring, then what we have to do, we have to just deal with this first one, or whatever the number they may have given. So we have to just deal with this circuit. Then there is no role of these other circuits. Why? Because they are provided separately. So it has one advantage, that if there is fault in one circuit, then other circuits will not get affected, right? So the main supply is brought from the main switch to the distribution box, and then it is taken independently for each circuit of the box. So this is about the distribution box. Moving to the fuses. Fuse. So we have seen the fuse in last chapter. So what is fuse? So fuse is basically used for the protection. So it has one fusing element, that is fusing wire. So this fuse wire melts whenever the overcurrent flows through it, right? Okay, so I have fuse. So this is the fuse. Okay, so this is the fuse. So this is the base. This is the base, and this is the fuse wire carrier. So KitKat carrier carries the fuse wire and contacts. So incoming and outgoing lines are connected to the base. So this is the base, right? So incoming and outgoing line are connected to the base. Okay, and KitKat carrier, so this is the carrier, carries the fuse wire and contacts. So this is where the fuse wire is attached, and we have to insert it here in this. Okay, so this is the fuse. The fuse wire carrier is inserted in base. It is connected to incoming and outgoing wires. So this is the connection of incoming and outgoing wires of the base and makes the circuit complete. So this is the fuse. Normally fuse are rewirable. Okay, so this is rewirable. So whenever the fuse goes, so we have to remove it and we have to rewire this fuse. In cartridge fuse, we have to change the whole cartridge. Okay, so we have learned this in fuse chapter. This is how the fuse, and this is the base, and this is the fusing wire. Now moving to the connector blocks. So connector blocks consists of one or more brass connecting barrels with set screws to clamp the wire. So I will insert the image of connector blocks. Okay. So it is surrounded by molded blocks of insulated materials. So they are insulated with the materials like porcelain and bakelite. The brass barrel is fitted in the connector block. So you can see how the wires are connected with while using the connector blocks. Okay. Now moving to the last, that is adapters. So where we use the adapters? Whenever the connection is made from lamp holder. Okay, so I showed you the lamp holders. So these are the lamp holders. Okay, so whenever the connection is made from lamp holder, so this is our lamp holder, right? So if we have to extend this, we have to make the connection from this lamp holders further. Then what we do? We use adapter. So this is our adapter, right? So what we have to do? We have to insert it here. Okay, so this is how we have to insert it. And what we'll do, from this adapter, we'll take connection, we'll place or connect these wires here. Okay, and then we can use it for further connection, whatever we have to connect it. So these are the adapters. So we use these adapters for connection which are made from lamp holders. Okay, it consists of portable fitting. Temporary is placed of the fixed brackets, baton or pendant holder. So we connect these adapters to these pendant holders or whatever holder, whatever type of holder it may be. For this is temporary connection. If we want to extend the connection further, so we use these adapters. The end of flexible cord are connected from back side to the two plates in the adapter, which makes the contact with plunger in contact lamp. So these are connected here in the lamp holder. Okay, that makes the contact with the plunger in the lamp holder. Okay, so you can see here there is a spring. Okay, so this adapter gets connected to this and we can extend our connection. So this is all about the adapters, and this is the end of your chapter. If you have any doubts, then ask in the below comment section. I will try to solve it.